It's so cool to hear a bro talking about pulling in the world of making money and having massive success with the spiritual, soulful, let's go create a massive impact together, and fusing purpose-driven with profit-driven.
It's full on trust. So when a person's really connected to their mission, what they're here to do, how it makes an impact, it's so much easier to refer to that person because they're doing what they were born to do, which is why one of the reasons I absolutely love and respect your system and method is it's like you're born to do this.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Influence Unlocked. I'm really excited to be here because we have none other than Sebastian Cruze with us. Sebastian, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much. It's so great to be here.
All right. So tell the audience a little bit about what you do with the Dream Team. I'm so excited to learn more about that.
Yes. So I lead a referral mastermind of 6- and 7-figure coaches, and we're a community of referral partners for each other so that we can promote each other's high ticket programs, events, masterminds. And it's called Dream Team 100 because we're capped at 100 seats. And there's 100 niches, so there's one chosen expert per niche. So all referrals flow to everyone for their niche. And the mission that we're on is to raise consciousness in the USA through referrals and community. So there's more wealth, more health, and more happiness.
Ooh, I love it. And matter of fact, that was a mantra I learned early on: happy, healthy, wealthy. And trying to construct life like that, because so many people, especially in America, my wife is from Europe, like they get stuck in the hustle and grind of just, whether it's their corporate track or their business entrepreneur track, and they forget to be healthy and they forget to have fun and be happy, right?
Yes, absolutely. And I feel like could be so much division in the world. There could be so many changes that we're going through. And I really believe that we're in a trust recession in a way as well. So people go back to a friend of a friend, a referral, and really what are the communities that you resonate with and you can call home.
I love that idea. I remember hearing a study from word of mouth marketing. I mean, it's the most powerful form of marketing is the referral. So how did you even get into it? Like, who were you before you built that? Because you had to ascend your way up in order to even create that and have the credibility to influence building it.
Yeah, I kind of stumbled upon it in a way. So I had my own mastermind around 7-8-ish years at the time. And I partnered up with a mentor of mine that, Yannick Silver, to co-produce a course of his. And part of that journey, I was extracting his genius. And I asked him, how much have you generated through referrals? And he thought about it and he said 20 million and started talking about something else because he's so damn humble. And I was like, whoa, wait a second, like for real? And he said, yeah, that's conservative. So that planted a seed in my mind. What if I could grow through referrals alone? And at that point, it was like COVID-ish times. It was peak censorship. And I was like, wait a second, I don't have to give any more money to Mark Zuckerberg. Running ads, that sounds good to me. And nothing against billionaires or anything like that. It's just, I was against censorship. So that started pulling together a circle of people that I absolutely knew, loved, respected, experts in their own right. And that created this referral circle. And then that exploded to a full-on network. And then I realized, whoa, we really have a community here.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so let's deconstruct it a little bit, like Influence Unlocked. How did you create the influence to go and attract the initial tribe of people coming to you to belong to the Dream Team?
It's a great question. For me, I know my bank code too. So now it makes more sense of action. And really, what is the objective? What's the mission? What's the vision that we're coming together? And so what I found was people, of course, wanted to grow their businesses, and they were caught between two places at the time. Internet marketing bros, which is about clicks, cash conversions, and no soul, which I feel like I used to be one, so I can say that. And also the spiritual realm, amazing, gifted healers connected to their vision and their purpose, yet the business mechanics wasn't there. So at the time, it was really merging both, and people could come there, be purpose-driven, get real results done, and then also have a spiritual connection that was like a fabric and is a fabric that binds everybody together.
Wow, I love it. I mean, it's so cool to hear a bro talking about pulling in the world of making money and having massive success with the spiritual, soulful, let's go create a massive impact together, and fusing purpose-driven with profit-driven. Mm-hmm. That's a perfect place to be. I love it.
Absolutely. And I feel like that's the true essence of referrals is it's full on trust. So when a person's really connected to their mission, what they're here to do, how it makes an impact, it's so much easier to refer to that person because they're doing what they were born to do, which is why one of the reasons I absolutely love and respect your system and method is it's like, you're born to do this.
Oh, so good. So tell the audience what your code is.
My code is A, action, N, nurturing, and then the blue one, which is blueprint, and then
the green knowledge
is green. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So action, you're driving, and that's the thing. The action nurturing combination is such a cool one because they go make massive things happen, but they've got the heart and soul behind it, meaning that you're not the guy who's going to close the sale and leave people filled with regret and remorse and writing bad reviews because you took them for the money, right? The nurturing part says, I'm willing to close the deal with you because I'm going to create an impact together with you, right? I'm going to make a difference, not just a dollar, right?
You get me. You'd get me.
That's the code. That's the code.
Yeah.
And then so let's deconstruct it a little bit. I want to explain how this works and then we'll pull this in. So the first position of your code is called the power code, right? This is the one that drives you. You're probably really competitive in sports and things growing up, right?
Yeah.
You like to win.
Yes.
You don't like second place. Together.
Yep.
The second part of the code is called the passion code. Mm-hmm. And the passion means this is your heart and you're going to drive, but with heart involved.
Yeah.
The third part of your code is what's the pressure code. So what this means, the blueprint part of you, when you're under pressure, you try to get organized, systematized, streamlined. Is that true?
Yeah.
Like get your ducks in a row.
Yep.
Dot the I's, cross the T's, tidy it up. And the last part of your code, the knowledge code, I call this sometimes the poison code. Sometimes when it's in the last position, that's almost like the do not touch or don't go there. Mm-hmm. Like if someone came in really super analytical, engineering style conversation, started to do a massive data dump, it's possible that you'd want to check out and be like, I gotta go.
Sounds accurate.
Right?
Very.
And all four are important, truthfully. Yeah. And ultimately, that's the concept behind influence. So when you're building your tribe, do you feel like it would be really beneficial to know the code of all the tribe members so that you know who's in your community? And then the next layer is, what is the code of the people you're referring them to? Do you think that matters?
Yes and yes. Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating. I feel like for community results, community success, I mean, that's the number one thing for me. So knowing everybody's style. And when I was listening to your TED Talk, I was like, yeah, coaching. Like what do people hear when they're being coached to help get those results? I feel like that's incredible. And then people getting the referrals for their type. I mean, that's another level that's incredible because then they're going to close better.
We work with some referral style organizations, and the idea is if you're going to give me a referral, like, hi, call my friend Sebastian, and here's a little bit about him. I want to know, well, what's Sebastian's bank code so that when I talk to him, I know how to influence the outcome and have that right connection. How do I communicate properly?
I love it because being in nature where I'm able to see so many different offers and people and referrals, get to see the data. And there's many times where people like each other, there's energy, but there's sounds going back and forth that aren't registering in either ear. So having a way for people can hear each other and understand each other, I mean, is gold. Yeah.
I use an example sometimes when I'm talking about the code, how they're like 4 different languages.
Yeah.
And you could have the most important message to deliver, but if it's in the wrong language, no comprende, you know?
So true.
Yeah.
So true. And then people don't make money. They don't make the referrals. They don't make the impact they want. So yeah, I feel like this is absolutely brilliant.
And they think they got to hustle harder and grind harder and spend more money on marketing and advertising and lead generation when really it's like a Rubik's Cube. Just alter the way you're communicating and all of a sudden you got a connection.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was we were talking before this as well. There's so many applications of parenting, relationship, coaching, like kids. It's amazing.
Well, actually, it's funny that you say that because I thought when I was building this code that I was just training it for salespeople. Let me show you how to get a yes, avoid a no by knowing that person's code. And I'd teach workshops and then they'd come back and say, Cheri, you just saved my marriage. And I was like, how did I do that? They're like, well, I cracked the code of my spouse. I've been married for 20 years and been doing it wrong. And I was like, oh, that's interesting application. I was single at the time. And then they started saying, Cheri, you made me a better parent. And I said, how did I do that? And they're like, well, I cracked the code of my kids. And they've got different codes and I've been parenting them wrong their whole lives. I was like, dang, wow. And then I'll never forget this one moment, Sebastian. Someone came to me and said, Cheri, you just prevented a suicide. And I said, how did I do that? They're like, well, and they explained the dynamics. The mom, the dad, and the daughter were all action personality type, and the son was the knowledge. And he didn't feel good enough in his family, kind of like a nerd with the cool kids, being bullied and whatnot, to the point where like life is over because I don't feel understood, right? And that's where this became, I just wrote a book called Make People Matter, which was a compilation of 33 different authors that were contributing the story of impact, of how B.A.N.K transformed their world personally or professionally. And I was like, wow, like this is really cool. So the mission to make people matter, our original tagline is take it to the bank, right? Mm-hmm. But as this expanded and I started to see the nurturing side of this thing come around, what does the world really need more of? And from our vantage point, people need to feel heard and understood. And when you have that connection, you can do whatever business you want with them because the connection is there. That's what you're creating over at Dream Team, right?
Yes, and you got the gears turning in my mind because we're actually working on our own AI first community app that tracks referrals and does a number of things. And so I'm like, wow, this would be great. So everybody knows the personality profile of each person. It's amazing.
So it's so cool. Like, so we built the first part of the technology to crack a code online. You can do the digital assessment like you did, right? Mm-hmm. Prior to the show, sort them into an order. It takes less than 90 seconds. But a few years later, we were like, wow, I wonder if we could build an AI that could just tell me your B.A.N.K code and give me what it speculates you to be, right? Maybe you haven't gotten a chance to crack your code. Maybe you refuse to crack your code. Could I do reconnaissance on you, right? If I'm going to have an important phone call, or if I want to reach out to you to collaborate. So we ended up building Codebreaker AI. So it's the first AI infused with B.A.N.K. And like you can install it on Chrome, pull up a LinkedIn profile, push our AI button, and it will scan and analyze that person's whole profile and generate the B.A.N.K code prediction. Yeah. And then it will say, here's who we believe Sebastian to be. Here's how to reach out to him and send him a message. Here's the flavor of the message. We'll even write it for you. Here's how to collaborate with him. Here's how to communicate with him. Here's how to close and convert if you're trying to sell him something. Here's how to hire him if you want him to come to your company. All just based on that code through AI. So
that's so good. That is amazing.
Now you layer that on top of your referral system. Mm-hmm. And what do you even say to that person? What is their code? You assess the members. That's powerful.
Yes. We definitely have some things to chat about on that. That is amazing.
So tell me about the types of categories, and do you have any openings in your Dream Team 100, or do people are on a wait list to join?
Yes and yes. So categories, health, wealth, and happiness. And then within that, we have three-ish subcategories for each. So we do have for if a spot is already claimed, then we do have a wait list for people if it ever would open. And off the top of my head, I don't have quite spots that are open right now. We do have our retreat coming up that we have. And so that's kind of what we look for, is like, who are the spots that we don't have? Personality profiles. This is amazing. I mean, this has got so many gears turning my mind. Yeah, so that's how we work.
That's cool. How many people are coming to your retreat?
We're 50.
Okay.
Yeah, we're capped at 50.
And is it like retreat style meditation, spiritual, or is it retreat style mastermind and collaboration, or both?
Both.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. So we'll be in a mansion, $12.7 million mansion, so that it really has that relaxed feeling of creating bonds with each other and being a championship team where we have each other's back. And what I've found is that people get the best results when we go into the subconscious in the beginning of the day. So it's like, all right, today we're focused on speaking opportunities. Let's do an hour, clear anything that's resistance, fog, unconfidence, anything that's blocking that. And then boom, we get into community-led breakouts to open doors for each other. And so it's been over 9 years now, and I found that it's been essential. And the starting each day with subconscious, boom, just makes everything smooth.
That's awesome. Where's the mansion?
Arcadia. So Phoenix, Arizona. Yep. So probably around 20 minutes from here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because a mansion in California at 12.7 million is like the home down the street, but in other places like a castle, and you're like, oh my God, right? Like,
yes,
that's awesome. So Sebastian, in working with entrepreneurs, which is the space I love too, what would you say are the top 2 or 3 challenges that entrepreneurs are facing today that's putting them into like some form of stall pattern?
Yes. And clarifying question, 6 figures or 7 figures?
Yeah.
Should I focus on?
Let's say the 6 figures, because they're always the aspiring 7 figures.
Yep. So what I find, because we have 6 and 7 figures in the community, so it's offer clarity. Offer clarity, usually there's a lot of different ones going on, or there's something fuzzy about it really speaking to the person that they can serve best. Usually what I find is it's a little bit wrapped up in an identity thing, like subconsciously, like, if this is my thing, and if I simplify it so much, like one of the things I really respect is you've mastered simplifying this. Whenever I see something that's super simple, super effective, I'm like, whoa, that's mastery. So you have it simple right here, but I'm sure there's many other dimensions in your whole universe of things, right? The cards are just the beginning. So what I find at 6 figures, usually people have an identity almost crisis with that of like, I do so much more, but this is so simple. But it's like, yes, that's the doorway to everything for you.
Yeah.
So the offer, the messaging, the keywords, just what are the keywords that resonate with people?
That influence them?
Yes, exactly.
Because it differs based on personality type.
Yes,
right?
Exactly. Yes.
I was sharing in one of our previous conversations, like a guy that was doing SEO took his 4% conversion rate to 22% just by creating 4 types of ads, one for each of the primary bank codes. And then once they'd click on the ad, he would send them to the landing page that was based on that code's code of influence, right? And had pretty exponential growth. So that's key.
I love it. Yes, exactly. Because then it's like in that scenario, it's just almost like, boom, things just change overnight.
There's no friction. Yeah. The whole reason people have objections or I need to think about it is because you didn't speak their code, right? You didn't put the key in and unlock it. So it just stayed stuck. And that friction is like, well, I need to come up with all these objections now and I need to go take time.
Yes, exactly. Totally. And the third one is actually interesting, community. So it might seem, since I'm leading community, that I was always a community person. I actually realized that I took the bank code 3 years ago.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah. And nurturing was down a rung on it because at that point I didn't value community like I do now. But I went through a rough patch where I just went through some really strange challenges. Like I couldn't get things to work. And I realized finally, like in my life, the times that were easiest, fastest, like fun in business, I was surrounded with community, Maverick community, like other communities. And I had fallen out. I had moved different place. And so when I realized, oh, okay, community is really the key for me, and I believe others, is get around people who understand bank. Like you have an amazing community as well. So that's the linchpin. Instead of being a lone wolf, being with your people.
I love that you said that because people often ask, can your code change? And this is an exact story of you went through a major life issue and your values changed. So that's really what happened. Your values shifted more towards, I value more nurturing, relationship, authentic connections, meaningful conversations. And what happened is the nurturing card went up and probably a different part of your code went down to prioritize that differently. And that's cool. Yeah. That awareness is cool. Do you like the paradigm of where you're at now with your code?
Absolutely.
With nurturing being higher, you don't see that as like I'm a macho bro, but I'm nurturing and I'm talking about spiritual things.
That's who I am.
I love it. But to me, that's cool.
Yeah.
Right? To me, that's really cool.
It resonates with people. And yeah, exactly how you shared it with me. I mean, it's hit spot on. Bring a little tear to my eye, like joking, not joking. Yeah. So it feels at home. And that's what's kind of been interesting as it shifted. It felt even more at home. So I'm happy with my code.
That's awesome. And now tell me about the 7 figures. Like, what do you think is their top struggle that they're going through right now?
Yes. So everything works to a point. So it's marketing wise, growth wise. So finding the highest ROI channel and then doubling down, tripling down, and pretty much letting go of everything else. that's the action and path that I see for them.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Well, I love that they're getting clarity. And the truth is, the community, when you've got a group of 100 people that are really focused on lifting up the whole tribe and sharing those referrals, that's way more effective than just randomly trying to generate leads in the ethos of, not having the relationship in place.
Exactly. It's bringing intentionality and focus to it. And it's just like with your personality profile, like a person could try and wing. Maybe they know certain things a little bit, but it's like, why not use something that's clear, it's proven, it's focused. And so that's what we find is many people are in amazing masterminds, but none of them are focused on sending them referrals.
Yeah.
Kind of wild because that's the highest leverage point. So It's like, all right, we'll raise our hand and be the mastermind that focus 100% on referrals.
That's perfect. Awesome. So closing question, what would you say is the secret to influence from your paradigm?
For me, it's been the mission and the team. So what's the mission that we're on? Who's the team? And we need all different shapes and sizes, personalities. Like we need everybody because I believe otherwise if we're all clones, we're weak as a team. Like, if we all have the same bank score, we're going to be all thinking we have the best ideas all the time. Probably not going to be the best.
Yeah.
But if we have a diversity of different bank codes, like we're hitting different angles, and then that shared mission keeps us united and winning together.
Yeah, that's awesome. All codes are important because everybody has their strengths and makes a powerful team. So, yes. Sebastian, thank you for being on our show today. Tell our listeners where they can find you.
You can find me at dreamteam100.ai, dreamteam100.ai. And then on socials like Instagram, it's at Sebastian Cruze with an E on the end of Cruz.
Awesome. Thank you so much for watching our episode of Influence Unlocked. If you want to crack your code, make sure you grab the link in the show notes. We want to give you that gift and that experience. And of course, remember, crack the code, master your influence, and take it to the bank. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next episode.